year, and they really hurt my. I was really mad that Stephen F. Austin got an and 1-3 to tie the game, send it to overtime, and beat VCU. So I promised myself if Stephen F. Austin was in the tournament this year, I would not pick them. So I'm going with the Utes, Utah. Georgetown, Eastern Washington, my biggest upset of the first round. Eastern Washington beating Georgetown. Georgetown has not been too hot recently. They've struggled. It seems like right now, all they can depend on is Devontae Smith-Rivera. Josh Smith, their big, huge center, hasn't been too great. It was great in the beginning of the Big East play, but second half of the year, second half of the Big East Conference, Big East play, hasn't been too great. Eastern Washington is the leading NCAA leading scorer, 22.9 points per game, Tyler Harvey. And also, this game's in Portland. Eastern Washington is not too far from Portland. Georgetown is across the country. I think the home field advantage is going to really make a big impact for Eastern Washington. I see them beating Georgetown. Plus, Eastern Washington has been doing pretty well in their last 12 games, 9-3. SMU, UCLA. A lot of people aren't even said that UCLA should have even made this tournament. Colorado State should have made it. So I'm going SMU, who won the AAC, beating UConn. I want to say thank you for being UConn because I really did not want UConn in the tournament this year. So SMU moves on to the second round. Iowa State, UAB, don't know too much about them, but I don't think you need to know too much about them. Iowa State moves on to the next round. Iowa, Davidson, been flip-flopping here. Davidson, they're also either really good or really bad team. I mean, they killed VCU in the regular season, but when it came to the A10 tournament in the Barclays Center, they got killed. I'll find the exact score in just a second here, actually. Yeah, they lost to VCU by 20, but beforehand, they beat VCU by 27. So, I mean, but they were great before that loss. Really on a big win streak. Lost in the semis. I think it was the semis of the A10. But I like them. Obviously, they're not going to have Steph Curry, but they're still a pretty good team. And Iowa is just really a shooting team. They don't have any big men. I think that Davidson can take advantage of that. Just really their shooters. I don't see really Iowa. I mean, and Iowa's also been another Big Ten team that's gone up and down throughout the year. Had some good wins, had some bad wins. So just really, it kind of depends. But I feel that Davidson can win this game. Best regular season team in the ACC. A10, I'm sorry, not ACC. I can see them win this. I see them winning this game. Gonzaga, North Dakota State. North Dakota State, you had a good win against Oklahoma last year, but not this year. I'm going Gonzaga. Then Duke, San Diego State. Julia Okafor is going to dominate. Going to go have Duke. I don't think San Diego State's that good. So Duke in the Sweet 16. Utah, Eastern Washington. I see the Utes moving on. They're a very good Pac-12 team. A lot of people are seeing Stephen F. Austin in the first round. I know this is the second round, but I'm just saying that Utah's a very good team. They did very well in the Pac-12. They did very well. They did lose to Arizona twice, but they were a good, solid team in the Pac-12, 13-5. That's pretty good. So I have Utah in the Sweet 16 playing Duke. SMU, Iowa State. This is another, a lot of people are saying SMU. This was a tough one. SMU or Iowa State here. As I just said, a lot of people have said SMU. They've done pretty well. Larry Brown's been a great coach there. They kind of got snubbed last year in the tournament. But right now, I have Iowa State, but I know a lot of people have SMU. I just have a feeling that Iowa State is just a better team when it comes to, they have George Niang, who played, I think, in the first two rounds, not in the Sweet 16. So I think he's going to come up big in the tournament last year. And they lost to Connecticut. But they also, the Pac-12 was probably the best basketball conference the Big 12, was the best basketball conference this year with all the good teams. And Iowa State did pretty well. Beat Kansas twice, beat Oklahoma twice. They lose to Baylor twice, but I don't know. I just don't. It's tough for me to pick SMU. It is because I feel like Iowa State's just a really talented team. But again, it's not surprising if SMU beats Iowa State. This is a tough one for me because a lot of people, if they pick Iowa State to win, they have them going far, like Final Four, sometimes even the championship. But right now I have Iowa State moving on to Sweet 16. Then Gonzaga, Davidson. Gonzaga's a really good, well-rounded team. Similar to Villanova, I'm going to have Gonzaga moving on to the next round. So then Sweet 16 here, Duke, Utah. I think Duke handles Utah pretty well. Duke is a very good team this year. I think this is better than Jabari Parker's team. They were a 3 seed last year. They lost to Mercer. If you remember, I think this is a great team, very talented team. Julio Okafor, I mean, he's amazing. Quinn Cook is good. Taylor Johnson, I forget his last name. I have to look it up. But they have one other really good player. I just forgot his name, actually. I know they lost Suleiman, but they're still a great team. I have them winning. I know they lost to Notre Dame too, but I still have them winning. Still a great team. Tough team to beat. I have them moving into the Elite Eight. Gonzaga, Iowa State. As I said before, a lot of people have Iowa State if they're in the Sweet 16 going to the Final Four. But right now I have Gonzaga. I think they're a better team, more well-rounded team. And I feel like this is the first year, I think, in Gonzaga's history that they move it past the Sweet 16 because I think this is a great team. This is the best team Gonzaga's ever had. Better than that team when they were the 1 seed. So Gonzaga moves on to the Elite Eight, but sadly that's when they end and lose to Duke. So Duke moves on to the Final Four for me. I think Duke's just going to bully them in the paint. I understand Gonzaga has good players, but I just see Duke winning. I see Coach K, been here a million times, can beat Gonzaga. So Duke's in my Final Four. So my Final Four, it's not, it's a typical one, but I think it's a pretty good one. Kentucky plays against Arizona, so a 1 versus a 2, and then the 2-1s on the other side, Villanova against Duke. So, in my first Final Four, Kentucky, Arizona. Arizona had a good run, but I have Kentucky. Kentucky has just been amazing this year, one of the best teams ever. They move on to the finals for me. Villanova, Duke, Villanova, good, well-rounded team, but eventually talent does come up to you and will defeat you. I have Duke beating Nova for the first time since January. So Duke, I think it was on the final, plays Kentucky. This is going to be a good final. Kentucky, Duke, if you've seen I Hate Christian Laettner, then you know how big this rivalry really is. This is going to be a big game if it happens in Indianapolis. 2 1 seeds, Duke, Kentucky. I have Kentucky winning, finishing the season undefeated, and right now I have the score 68-64, but that might change. And I just want to say that the reason why I have a 1-2, 1-1 Final Four is I really see this tournament similar to 2011 NCAA Tournament. That's when Kentucky had Anthony Davis and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Marcus Teague and just a really good, well-rounded team that I think can, that was a very good team that a lot of people had Kentucky, and I actually had Kentucky, and they really just kind of handled things pretty smoothly, beat teams very effectively, with efficiency. They scored 102 against Indiana. I mean, this was a very good dominant team, and I see Kentucky doing the same thing this year. And even looking, besides Louisville, they went to the Final Four. They beat Michigan State in that 2012 season. But, I mean, Ohio State was a 2 seed. They won, and they beat Syracuse, who was a 1 seed. And there was also a 1-2 in the Elite Eight as well, where Kansas beat North Carolina. So I feel like it's a similar tournament, similar teams. So I see that 1-2, 1-3 Elite Eight right now. Obviously, things could change. Can't change. But I just see this tournament similar to 2011-2012 season. That's why I have my Final Fours the way they are. I have my bracket the way it is. So I have Kentucky winning it all. That's my bracket. If you want to tell me yours, you can. Message me here on Spreaker. Just want to say thank you all for listening to Sports Talk with Matt. Thank you for listening to NCAA Tournament Preview 2015 Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stowolf in New Jersey, and remember to be sure to check out Jersey Boys Sports Talk on Infinity Sports Network, which is also on Spreaker.com. All right, thank you all for listening. I'm Matt Stowolf. Have a great day.